Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I hope that you are all good. In today's video we have December 12th of the Charlie's Nala advent calendar. Just a little reminder that all of these items each day they get released on the Charlie's Nala website. So if there is any that you're interested in, head on over to her website and check it out. I do leave it linked in the description box below, and I do also have a discount code which gets you 10% off as well. So for today's advent calendar, we have this beautiful glitter called Moonlight. Now in the pack, it looked blue and teal. And same here when it was tipped out, but when you use it or once you pick up a bead of it, it's actually blue with iridescent pieces. So the pieces that look more teal are actually like a greeny blue iridescent glitter, and they are super, super pretty. Now I love my glitter mixes, especially these multi-cut ones. And for me, they have to be paired up with acrylic. So we're going to be doing an acrylic design today. So I have the beautiful CJP Sapphire. Now you're not really going to see any of Sapphire in the design because it's more just a base for the glitter. I do find, although it's a multi-cut glitter and you've got those finer pieces in there for full coverage, it's always nicer to have a colour underneath. It just really helps the glitter pop. And then if there are any areas where you haven't got glitter coverage, you've got a little bit of colour behind there. Now I don't want to take this colour all the way down to the very tip of the nail because I wanted to do a glass tip nail. So I'm just placing it down at the cuticle area and then blending it down. And I'm being really careful that I don't touch that very tip of the nail because this colour is very, very pigmented. It'd be hard to remove. It would just ruin that clear tip effect. So I'm being super careful when it comes to blending it out. I'm just making sure the application is nice and neat. I'm trying to get it so it's as smooth and as thin as possible because I don't want any bulk added with this layer because we've still got to add our glitter and then encapsulate. So I'm just coming over, smoothing that all out so that there's a nice thin even layer, and it is an absolutely gorgeous colour, so it's a shame you're not going to be seeing any of it in the design really. Now I've picked up a small wet bead of clear acrylic and I've dipped straight into that raw glitter mix. And I like to pick up fairly small to medium size amounts of glitter. I find it a little bit too tricky if you come in with too much at once. So I like to just come in with a little bit at a time. And then I'm just tapping that into place around the cuticle area and then gently blending it down over the sapphire. I do want to take it slightly further down than the sapphire. So I want it to kind of go from the blue to the clear background of the glitter and then the very edge of the nail being completely clear, if that makes sense. So I'm just building up that nail bed area with those glitter pieces, trying to get full coverage and then gently fading it down. And it's such a beautiful glitter. I love this deep navy / royal blue tone to it. It's really, really pretty. It'd be perfect for winter nails, but this is a glitter that I know I would get a lot of use of because of the colors in it. You can pretty much use all year round, which is fab because I don't like getting restricted too much by nail art items that you can only use, say for example at Christmas or Valentine's Day and things like that. I tend personally never to reach or never to really purchase too many of those items. So this is a fab mix for me. So again, I'm just tapping them into place. I did just at the end of the nail here come in with 1 or 2 pieces of certain colours just so I could get the very tip of the nail looking how I wanted it to, sorry. And then I'm just tapping them on using my wet brush. I'm not using any additional acrylic. And then I'm just going over the edges, making sure that all of those glitter pieces are lying nice and flat. And how beautiful is this glitter? This would look fab in a mermaid set of nails. And that's exactly what I mean by I know I'd get a lot of use out of this glitter all year round, not just at Christmas and winter, because I'm already thinking of sticking it in a mermaid set of nails. So I'm now going to come in and encapsulate. I'm using my CJP crystal glass. So I did at first run over the nail with my wet brush. This is just to help that clear acrylic flow around all of those chunkier pieces of glitter. Then I've placed this bead of acrylic down and I've mainly focused it at the very tip of the nail because I haven't got any product there. So I immediately want to start building up some thickness there. So I placed that down and I've blended it backwards, and then I'm just tapping and pulling it down to the very tip of the nail, building up all of the thickness for that tip. Then I'm just patting it from side to side, trying to get the application as neat and as even as possible. I always like to try and keep my shape as best as I can with my acrylic so that I've got less finish filing to do. So you'll see I'm always coming over with the edges of my brush and blending and feathering. I just do find that if you spend that little bit of extra time getting your acrylic application neat, it saves you so much time when it comes to filing. Of course, as a beginner, I didn't work this way. As a beginner, I kind of just got the acrylic on and then rescued the nail with my nail file, which does still sometimes happen with some nails, but proactively I try to get my application as neat as I can get it, just because I hate filing. So I'm going to start working my way up the nail. So I've come in with my next bead of acrylic, blended it back slightly, and then I'm just pulling that down the nail. I'm leaving the bulk of the acrylic where I place it down because I'm wanting to start building up that apex and the thickness of the nail down in that apex area. And this is why you want to keep your layers fairly thin, because otherwise when it does come to doing your encapsulation layer, you'll end up with a too thick and too bulky nail if all of the layers underneath are thick as well. So cuticle bead, tapping up into the cuticle area. Obviously it's a display tip, so it's not as important to get a flush cuticle or a thin cuticle area, but I'm trying to make sure that's not too bulky. Now I did love this nail, how it looked with just the glitter and the clear tip, but I did decide it needed a little bit of nail art over the top, so do stay tuned to see that. But this is what it's looking like so far. I did allow all of that acrylic to set, and then off camera I did all of the filing, cleansed the nail with some acetone so it was nice and clean and free of dust. And now I'm going to come in with the Kiki London foil gel. So I'm going to apply a thin layer of this to the entire nail. And then once I've applied this, I will pop it in to cure. I'm really loving foils at the moment. They're one of my favourite things. Foils and stamping, I think, are one of my favourite things to do at the moment when it comes to nail art. So I feel like I've incorporated quite a lot of them in these designs. So I hope they're not getting too boring to watch. We are now halfway through the advent calendar though. So that's the foil gel applied. I'm going to cure this for 30 seconds, and then I have a box 18 of the Kiki London foils. I believe this is called the Festive Silver and Black Mix, but I will leave it linked in the description box below. So I'm going to take this snowflake foil, and I went for this particular snowflake foil because the snowflakes on the foil are quite separated, so you're still going to be able to see that beautiful glitter and glass tip showing through. So I've cut out the section that I want to use. I like to first of all adhere the foil down using my thumb or fingers, just so I know that it's got good contact with the nail. Then I come over with my Kiki London silicone tool and really work that foil into the foil gel. This is a fairly easy, gosh, I really can't get my words out tonight. It has been the longest Sunday ever, to be honest, today. And I've left the voiceover for the video to this evening thinking it'd be easier to do, but it turns out I just can't get my words out. But yes, I've come in with my silicone tool and I'm rubbing that over the nail. This is a fairly easy foil to work with, so it didn't take too much work. And then once that has adhered to the nail, I've peeled back the backing paper, and as you can see, that foil has transferred absolutely beautifully. So we're then going to come in and top coat. Now I'm using the Kiki London No Wipe top coat. This top coat is absolutely beautiful. It has such a beautiful high shine, so I love it over things like a glass or clear tip nail because it really helps make them pop. So not only am I going to top coat the top of the nail, I'm also going to top coat underneath where we've got that clear part of the tip, because it's going to make it super clear, and that really helps when you're wanting a clear tip nail. So just a small amount, not loads, just running it underneath, and already you can see how much clearer that makes the nail. So I'm then going to pop this in to cure for a full 60 seconds, and then we're ready to take a little look at the finished result. And I have also left a picture for you guys to check out as well. So it was a fairly easy design to do, and like it was pretty simple, but I thought it looked really pretty. So I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, then please do give it a thumbs up or leave me a comment below. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would absolutely love it if you did. And I shall see you all again in tomorrow's video. Lots of love. Take care. Bye bye.